What up, y'all? It is Alex, and we are going to do Pyramids by Frank Ocean today. We're going to talk about its arrangement. As you can see, I have it kind of labeled into 3 parts. It's going to be really cool, and we're going to learn how this track was made in a big macro way, and it should be fun. If you've watched other videos of mine in the past, please subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want this project file so you can look at the work here and just like look at it for yourself and learn from it, then email me at wilcox.alex@me.com. I'll put it up here and in the description. Now, final thing, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. I've got 6 amazing subscribers right now, and I really appreciate it. Link to that is in the description as well. That helps me make more videos. That helps keep me motivated, give y'all more content. But okay, here we go. So right away, the track is going to start off with this sample. Let's listen. Okay, so we've got an 8-bar loop, as you can see from up here, 1 through 8. Now, in the sample, it sounds like you have like a bing sound, bing, 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 and it sounds like you have a lot of voices playing as well. Just going, oh, then just getting transposed down, down again, down again. So it's kind of like this 4-chord progression sort of thing going on. Then you're going to have a little sound here that gets you excited for the next 8 bars. Wee wee. I could make that. I could draw that out here. Exciting sound. Hopefully you can hear that. Exciting sound. Do you hear that? Okay, so now we're going to repeat the 8-bar cycle, but we're going to get the introduction of a lot of other stuff. Meaning, some of that stuff being rather. Let's go ahead and make this not black. Let's make this red. So I'm going to make these red too. Okay. We'll make it that light red. Light red. Okay. Now, to keep this 8-bar loop interesting, we're now getting the introduction of reverse kick sounds. So by that, that's a kick drum. You know, the big bump, bump drum sound, but it's just reversed. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then you're going to get a reverse snare as well. And every 4th snare is going to be this exciting, like, reverse with the big snap on it. And you have a vocal melody. So a lot of things just entered the game here. Now, this is going to go on for that 8-bar cycle. Set the cheetahs on the loose. There's a thief out on the move. Underneath our legion's view. They have taken Cleopatra. Run, Cleopatra. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. This 8-bar loop differs from this 8-bar loop in a big way. I mean, not a huge way, but rather the vocal melody is changing. So just listen to like this last 4-bar phrase versus this one. They have taken. Even those first 2 bars. There's a see how it goes, oh, and here it just goes, oh. And then let's compare the second 2 bars of the 8-bar phrase to the second 2 bars of this 8-bar phrase. Okay, those are actually the same. How about the first 2 bars? A little different. So I just wanted to point that out because by making his voice not do the exact same melody with the exact same like cadence, it just helps keep it a little bit interesting. And then by these last 2 bars of the second 8-bar cycle, you're gonna get some really cool. You're gonna get like the introduction of this hook Cleopatra, and then it's gonna get layered with a few sets of vocals here. So listen for that.
They have taken Cleopatra, run, Cleopatra.
Hear how here you hear it go Cleopatra, and you can hear like a low voice too doing it.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, Cleopatra. You have both of them going.
Cleopatra.
Meanwhile, Frank's still going ma 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 up here.
Run, Cleopatra. Back for my.
Now we're gonna get an introduction of the bass line, and this Cleopatra hook is gonna keep repeating, which is really cool. And you're gonna get more vocal harmonies. So we're really just starting to stack up vibe. We're getting more energetic. We're really just building and building. And yeah, it's getting exciting, all right?
Back for my Cleopatra. Bring her back to me.
Bring her back to me. Listen to all those harmonies.
Bring her back to me.
Hey, hey, oh. You can hear that right here. Lots of, so see, we're really just, like I said, we're stacking it up here.
Run, crown of our family, throne of our
Here, let me move this all up. Let's do this one more time. So we're kind of going into what I'm calling a bridge here, but we'll talk about that in a second.
We'll run to the future. Run to the.
Okay, so again, the reason why this is yellow is because I'm viewing this as a bridge, and normally you might be thinking, oh, bridges normally come towards like the end of like pop songs, but I'll tell you why I'm considering this a bridge in just a moment. So again, so far in this red part, we've just been building up vibe, building up vibe, building up vibe, getting more and more like energy and like excitement in this A section. Now, as we're nearing like a state of high excitement, we then have this break off. I'm calling this a bridge because compared to the rest of everything in this first chunk, so if you know the song, you know that you have this big chunk at the beginning, then like a break in the middle, and then this like groove at the end, and then like the guitar solo at the very end. And within the context of this first portion of the song, Pyramids, this is like the biggest departure from these other sections, in my opinion. And so that's why I'm considering it a bridge, because usually the bridge is like a big departure from what you're used to, so that you can then return to what you're used to again, and it sounds fresh. So that's why I'm considering this a bridge here, even though it's only the second section. So if you disagree with that, go ahead and tell me what you think, if you feel like it. Yeah. Okay, so now what do we got going on here? We have this lead synth going boop 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 boop, and then we have a bass line dum 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 dum. I can't go that low with my voice. And then we're gonna have these cool little like arpeggios coming in, and some strings, then a reverse cymbal, and then we're gonna get that big like smacky clap thing that's gonna bring us back into a more like back into a less like atmospheric section and more into. And then it's going to bring us into another section.
We'll run to the future, shining like diamonds.
Okay, so this blue section has some similarities to the red in the sense that that opening sample is still going. That's really like helping establish our like chord progression vibe here. And the main difference, I would say, or like at least one of the most obvious differences, is we don't have those reverse drums anymore. Now we have like regular drums. It's just a kick. Here we go. We got our kick, our 2/4. Oh wait, we got a kick, a snare. So this says 2/4. That's because earlier I had it doing the 2 and the 4. And if you're wondering what's a 2/4, if you're counting the tempo of a track, 1, 2, 3, 4. very often the snare, the clap hits on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. That's why this is called 2/4. Right now, for the sake of this, we'll put big clap, even though earlier on this was the 2/4. Just remember that, okay? Screw it. I'll just do this real quick. I'll duplicate it. I'll write 2/4 here, and now. All right, give me a second. Okay. All right, now I think I fixed the problem. If you're wondering what I'm doing, don't worry about it. It probably will make sense. Okay. Cool. So now we got the big clap. So yeah, so in this I'm gonna call this the B section. So we've got red A section, yellow C section, blue B section. All right, I'll try and slow down a little bit. I know this is probably getting a little crazy. So into this section, listen for our kick, our snare, and our offbeat. Boots and cats and boots and cats.
Future, shining like diamonds in a rocky
Still got that big clap on the 4.
world. Rocky world. Our skin like
Now we have that bass line. Bum, 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 boom.
future, shining like diamonds.
Notice that's kind of copying the melody from oh, 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 oh.
Future, shining like diamonds.
Cool, right? That's part of how a lot of these songs get catchy, because you're hearing the same melody or a similar melody playing in different parts throughout, and you might not even realize it, but you're just constantly getting hit with this theme. Vocals, and then we still have that opening sample going. So let's just listen for this section.
Future, shining like diamonds in a rocky world. Rocky world. Our skin like bronze and our hair like cashmere. As we march to the rhythm on the palace floor. Chandeliers inside the pyramids tremble from the force. Cymbals crash inside the pyramids. Voices fill up the halls. Future
Cool. Let's hear that ending real quick. Okay, so notice we have this cool drum fill. Very often a really good way to make a transition, or at least part to assist in your transition, a nice drum fill. And notice the bass at the end goes like, it actually does this at the end of every 8 bars. Listen for it. All right, so now we're back to our A section. So this is kind of like a harkening back to the intro here. But there are some differences occurring. Remember that ARP that came into the C section? Now it is joining in the A section versus it wasn't in this A section. Okay? And if you're wondering what's the ARP, it's the thing that's going.
Set the cheetahs on the loose.
We're also just getting a lot of harmonies right away. So we got our vocal, we got some more harmonies here.
Set the cheetahs on the loose. There's a thief out on the move. Underneath our legion's view. They have taken Cleopatra, but you love.
Okay, another thing I want to point out. Part of what makes this A section more like not just super boring and so closely resembling this A section. Of course, they resemble each other because they're both the A section, but the vocals here are also more tense. So, like, for example, listen to this line where they're talking about the Legion's view.
Underneath our legion's view.
He does that same line over here. I think Frank goes by he. I'm not positive. So if not, I'm sorry. But okay. Let's is it right here? Yeah.
Underneath our legion's view. Underneath our legion's view.
So yeah, so here the main vocal delivery is just more fierce, and the harmonies here are also just complementing and making it strong. In addition, we have that arp going, so it's just a stronger. It's just like, we're not at the intro anymore, so we're still like helping maintain like a good like level of energy here. And we're gonna go back into the B section.
Cleopatra, but you love Africa. Jewel, what good is a jewel that ain't still precious? How could you run off on me? How could you run off on us? You feel like God inside that gold. I found you laying down with Samson.
Some good harmonies there. I wrote harmonies here.
I found you laying down with Samson.
Again, I could have just drawn extra tracks like this and just, done something like that. But I didn't want there to be like a billion tracks for this, so here we go.
I found you laying down with Samson and his full head of hair. I found my black queen, Cleopatra. Bad dreams, Cleopatra.
Really good harmonies right here.
Cleopatra.
All right, we got that drum fill and that once again. Now, notice in this B section, I don't believe we get any dope harmonies like that in the first B section here.
Diamonds in a rocky world, bronze and rhythm, gender, the pimps, Ambler from force.
There may have been some right there,
At the pyramids, voices fill up the house.
but nothing like here.
I found you laying down with sex, Cleopatra.
I think this just helps add extra gravitas to the second B section, which is nice because, it's just, it seems to be pretty common in a lot of songs that you try and kind of keep the energy building, keep it building. And also, it just helps make this section a little more different than its previous section. Just in that variation, just, I believe, helps keep it interesting for our ears. So now we're going to go into our third A section. Notice the vocal. Notice how different it is than like the vocal over here. He's descending. Here he's ascending. And here we're chilling out. I feel like this A section does a really good job of like, again, like bring the temperature down a little bit, because then we're going to have one more big groove, and we want this groove to be powerful because then we're going to launch off into space.
Cleopatra.
Cool. This section's great. I mean, even like some of these little vocal runs, I think it's right in here. Let's listen.
Oh, no more she lives, no more serpents in that room.
The serpents in that room. I feel like that's probably like the most kind of like desperate sounding. I actually don't know what the lyrics are saying right here, but like it just sounds very like desperate. It sounds very like just release me sort of vibe, and I think that's really handy because this is like our third A section, So we'd maybe be getting a little tired of this, or at least it's just cool how the way Frank uses his vocals here is able to like really make this third A section feel fresh and so cool. And yeah, it seems they're like desperate, like, oh gosh, whatever he's saying. And then we're just gonna charge into this last groove where we don't even have vocals because it's I feel like it's almost like, wow, we need a break from all this drama we've just experienced. So let's now just like have an instrumental groove. Especially if you're like hearing this live, you can just start dancing and like kind of try and process all of this. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's almost like in some like therapy sessions where you say some things to like get it to go through your body, and then like you have to say certain things like to help release them, and then you have to like feel your body and like let your body heal through it. I don't know if this is making sense, but I think this section might be like the body release. Hopefully that makes some sense. If not, a very easy way, and that I think we can all agree to put it, is that we're just like putting out a lot of vibe here, and now we're just gonna like push forward with an instrumental. And yeah, that probably didn't make any sense. Whatever, y'all got it. Okay, so there's a lot that's different here. And I know I'm talking a lot, I'll try and stop. The opening sample is still being played, but look, instead of going do 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 do, it's now just playing with every kick. Now it's going do 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 instead of do 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 do. So that's changing. So now this B section's already got a different usage of the sample. It also has a new bass line. Listen to the bass line over here.
You love Africa, jewel. What good is a jewel that ain't still precious?
See, it's a little more like meandering over here. Bum, 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 ba-dum, and then it stops. Versus here, it's way more driving. Yeah. It's funny, I almost want to call this a bridge as well, but I think I'm going to stick to calling this a B section. But yeah, the bass is more driving. Your opening sample's a little more just pretty straightforward, just playing on those kicks. That lead synth is back from the bridge. And yeah, so we're just cruising now. Big sun coming strong through the motel blinds. Wake up to your girl, for now let's call her Cleopatra. Cleopatra, I'll watch you fix your hair, then put your panties on in the mirror. Cleopatra, then your lipstick. Cleopatra, then your 6-inch heels catch her. She's headed to the pyramid. She's working at the pyramid tonight. Whoa, okay. So, yeah, we're ending our B section. It's driving, and I love how it's driving so hard because, sorry, I feel like I should just take a moment to just comment on how great this track is, right? So good. I hadn't listened to it in a while when I did this breakdown, and I was like, damn, this is really good. So yeah, basically, I think it's good that we're driving so much here because that's just building tension, and then we just this huge release. You know? It's like the floor just released from out underneath your feet. You were just running and now, or you were just driving 100 miles an hour. Now the car and the earth and the street just disappeared. Now you're floating. Like, what a contrast. Cool. All right, so now I kind of consider part one done. Part one of the song is done. This whole thing, we're over it. Goodbye. Now we're gonna like have this like crazy voyage into the latter part of the song. So what do we got going on here? We have this ARP thing going. It's like I know I'm not doing a good job with my mouth, but it's like that like you know, it's doing some crazy shit. Then we have these strings. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah. Na, na, na. We have bass. Boom. And then I probably should have put in. We have some like fuzzy saw waves. They could be part of the bass. I don't know. But it's just like this. It's like mid-higher frequencies. If you don't know what that means, don't worry too much. Basically, like your bass is just your super low sound, and then your fuzzy bass, or I'll just put like fuzzy pads, question mark. It's the like fuzzy sounds that are not super low frequency. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're chords. Unless it's just like some weird bass patch. It sounds like there might be some modulation. If you like, let's see if we can isolate the bass and find out. If you listen to the bass, it sounds like it might not just be playing like one beautiful low note forever. It sounds like it might be like moving around a little bit. If you're listening on your laptop, you might not be able to hear this because what I'm doing is making it so we can only hear 120 hertz and below, which most laptop speakers probably cannot reproduce. But if you have headphones or a big speaker, you can probably hear this. So let's listen. It's hard to tell. It looks like it might be moving a little bit. If anything, it's like not the most consistent wave sound. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say I feel like there is a little bit of modulation there, and I think that helps with this general like dreamy vibes we're getting. Now we're gonna get one of the coolest horns. I love this horn. Of course, after the vocals come in, and there's all sorts of cool vocal tricks going on. Sounds like we got some vocoding, we got some layering. But I didn't want to do all of that. I didn't want to map all that out.
Big sun coming strong through the motel blinds. Wake up to your girl. For now, let's call her Cleopatra. Cleopatra. I'll watch you.
Vocoder right here.
Cleopatra. I'll watch you fix your hair. Then put your panties on in the mirror. Cleopatra. Then your lipstick. Cleopatra. Then your 6-inch heels catch her. She's headed to the pyramid. She's working at the pyramid tonight.
That's right, I have that unfortunate gap there because something else happened. You know what, just for the satisfaction, here, I'll give it to you. Here you go. Here it is without that break. Enjoy it, because I'm about to take it away from you.
She's working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid.
So good. Reason why there's a break is because the tempo changes, and I didn't want to like try and warp this audio. So basically, like over here we're at 108 beats per minute, but over here towards this latter beat we're only at 66.
But it still got wood grain. Got your girl working for me.
And so that, I believe, the during this section the tempo is actually slowing down. And so, long story short, if you know Ableton, you know why I did this. If you don't know, and Ableton's this program I'm using. If you don't know like music production stuff, long story short, it would have been hard for me to it would have been hard for me to keep all of this on a nice grid. So I just put a little gap here and then like started the tempo fresh. This line is the tempo. I just changed the tempo here. If I had to have done what is actually done in the song, which is probably something more like this, where the tempo like slows down, it would have just been really hard for me to space everything out and taken a while. So I didn't do it. So that's why there's a little gap. So don't mind the gap, but all right. So now we have all this flair, and I love it because this whole part is just kind of super floaty, super far out, and then it comes back together and gives us a really solid beat, which I think is at least part of why it's so satisfying, is because it's just grounded, deep bass, deep kicks. It just like brings us from that outer space back to like a groove that we can feel. And it's just awesome. So let's do this one more time.
Cleopatra, then your 6-inch heels catch her. She's headed to the pyramid. She's working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight.
I know y'all probably want to kill me because I keep doing that, but all right, so I love how this section ends with the hook that's going to carry into the next part. She's working at the pyramid tonight. So then at this point, we just got some 808s knocking. We got our kicks. We've got, let's see, we got a snare. We've got hats. Simple drum pattern. And then we got bass that's just kind of copying the kick. Just cruising with the kick.
Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight.
Snares on that 2 and the 4 again. We're just getting consistent hats with a little open, like these are mostly closed hats and a little open hat at the end.
Working at the pyramid tonight.
Looks like that's happening every 4 bars. 4 bars. 2, 3, 4, 1. Wait, here, let's see.
Working at the pyramid.
It's happening every 2 bars. This open hat.
Tonight. Working at the pyramid.
And I'm gonna just go ahead and say now, there's a lot of stuff I haven't mentioned that is happening. There's just a lot to this track. So again, if you want this project file so you can look at it more yourself, email me and consider following on Patreon. That'd be super dope. But my Patreon people are largely what motivates me to keep making videos and keep making content for this channel, because I don't have to do this. Okay, so all right, let's just keep listening.
Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Pimping in my convo.
All right, so where do I even begin here? We talked about the kicks. We talked about the bass. We didn't talk about this synth yet. The
night. Working at the pyramid.
And then we have this pad. This is like doing the fuzzy sounds again that I mentioned over here. And then we have that awesome ARP still over here.
Working at the pyramid.
Now, notice we're in like, I'm gonna call this like part 4 of the track being pyramids. This was part 1. This was part 2. Oh, sorry, part 3. This is part 3. Now, the orange sections I'm calling choruses, and the greens are verses. Now, just go ahead and I'm just gonna breeze through and let's see if you agree.
Working at the pyramid. Rubies in my damn chain. Whip working at the pyramid. Showed up after work, I'm bathing your body. Working.
Hopefully you can see why that's a chorus. This might not be the most technical definition of what a chorus is, but usually it's just like, or very often at least, it's like a repeating part with a really catchy melody, and I feel like it has like the most vibe of a track. Again, that's probably not the most technical definition. Maybe it is, I don't know. But that's why Orange in this track here is the chorus, because in my opinion it's clearly the most exciting, and we have that huge hook. She's working at the pyramid tonight. That's just like that easy thing to remember. And the verses, you get a little more just like fluidity with the vocals and stuff. So let's just listen to this whole section real quick, and then we'll see what we need to talk about. But right before I do that, when you started this video, if you were wondering how the hell does this song work, this is such an epic song. Again, I think it's good to break it up into many little songs. So again, this first one we can digest as like an A, C, B, A, B, A, B song. Then we just get this like radical, weird little departure in the middle, which again, it's pretty odd, like the tempo slowing down, but consider this like a connection from song A to song B. And now this song over here, song B, is just going to have a chorus, a verse, a chorus, a verse, a chorus, and then a bridge to end. So in that sense, it's kind of simple to think about, and hopefully that this is helping give you some understanding about this track. Subscribe, do it. All right, now we'll listen. Let's just listen to this whole thing.
Working at the pyramid, working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid, working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid, working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid, working at the pyramid tonight. Pimping in my Convo, bubbles in my champagne. Let it be some jazz playing. Top floor motel suite, twisting my cigars. Floor model TV with the VCR. Got rubies in my damn chain. Whip ain't got no gas tank, but it still got wood grain. Got your girl working for me. Hit the strip and my bills pay. That keep my bills paid. Hit the strip and my bills pay. Keep a nigga bills paid. She's working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Oh, I working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah, working at the pyramid. Ooh, working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. You showed up after work, I'm bathing your body, touch you in places only I know. You're wet and you're warm, just like our bath water. Can we make love before you go? The way you say my name makes me feel like I'm that nigga, but I'm still unemployed. You say it's big, but you take it. Right, kind of girl. But your love ain't free no more, baby. But your love ain't free no more. She's working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid.
I lied, we're gonna stop, but damn, this song's good, right? Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna try and go fast. So we got our verse here, right?
Pimping in my
And as we listen to this verse, you may have wondered, hey, how is this staying interesting? Or you may have noticed that the vocals here weren't matching up. That's because I just copied this section over here. These vocals have a different cadence and everything. Different cadence, different delivery. And this just helps make it interesting, and it helps like give a sense of progression. I didn't map it out, sorry, but I'm not that sorry actually. So basically, so I'm a little tired. This video's taking a while, and it's been a weird day. But yeah. So this is just delivered in a different way than this part, and I think instrumentally they're mostly the same here. Let's listen.
Rubies in my damn chain. Will you say my name makes me feel like
Oh, I think there's a lot more vocoding going on with the vocals here too. Like a lot more like extra fun stuff with the vocals going on over here. Let's listen for that specifically.
pimping in my convo. Bubbles in my jazz top floor. Twisting my floor with the rubies. Whipping, but it's at your girl working for me.
Okay, there's some interesting things there, but how about over here?
Showed up after work, I'm bathing your body, touch you in places only I know. You're wet and you're warm, just like our bath water. Can we make love before you go?
Sounds like we're getting a lot more over here. All right, just so I don't lie to you guys, let's just listen to it all the way through so we can make this determination real fast.
Pimping in my convo. Bubbles in my champagne, let it be some jazz playing. Top floor motel suite, twisting my cigars. Floor model TV with the VCR. Got rubies in my damn chain. Whip ain't got no gas tank, but it still got wood grain. Got your girl working for me. Hit the strip and my bills pay. That keep my bills paid. Hit the strip and my bills pay. Keep a nigga bills paid. She's working at the pyramid tonight.
Okay, there's not a lot of crazy vocal effects. I will notice there's a nice echo here. Listen for that.
Pay.
Pay, pay.
For me.
I think we get one here too.
Chain.
I like that. Chain, chain.
Chain.
You gotta really listen for it. Okay, yeah, so over here we're getting a different vocal delivery and way more effects.
Showed up after work, I'm bathing your body.
We already went through this first section. There's a lot of effects here.
Will you say my name makes me feel like I'm that nigga, but I'm. You say it's big, but you take it.
Yeah, we're getting a lot more effects here, so that's really helping keep this section interesting. Boom, another chorus.
Working at the pyramid.
Oh, we're also getting some like variation within the chunks here. So like listen how like the bass drops out at this point.
Big, but you take it. Right, girl, but you love.
Gives a sense of like dynamism to this section. Earlier it just goes right through it. Bass is there the entire time. Here we get like a little break with the bass. Yeah. So then we're gonna hit our chorus again.
Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. That's right. Working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah. Working at the pyramid. Ooh. Working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight.
All right, we're gonna end here. Well, the song's gonna end. Let me just tell you what's gonna happen, then we'll just listen to it. First off, and I actually don't know much about John Mayer's personal life, so if he's done some like shitty stuff, which I feel like I may have heard he has, but I don't know for sure. Google that. I'm not trying to start rumors. Sorry if I'm wrong. But I know he gets a lot of hate from a musician standpoint. But like, I mean, come on, he did such a good job here. This is awesome. I'm assuming. I mean, I guess I don't know like who made the creative decisions, but I mean, this is such a dope situation we got going on here. And yes, if you didn't know, this is John Mayer doing this guitar work at the end. So you're going to have your bass and your pads kind of repeating the chord progression from earlier, but now you're going to have this guitar solo come in. I think the guitar solos could be like kind of thought about in like a few parts. It looks like I decided like 4 parts. So you'll notice how I don't think we've ever had a guitar solo on this channel. So this is about, let's look here, about a minute, a little over a minute of the same chord progression repeating, and this guitar is going to hold us throughout the whole time, keeping it interesting. The bass and the pads are going to be doing basically the same thing the whole time. It looks like here the bass might go up a little bit, like woo, versus here it just goes consistently. But long story short, the guitar is going to be what changes and keeps this interesting here. So, okay.
Pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight.
Wow. Wow, what a great track. I know I missed a couple of those like little vocal things in here, but if you made it this far and you understood everything else going on, then you should, they sprinkled it in there that helped add some interest. But damn, this song's good, right? Jesus Christ. So, all right. Wow. If you like this track and you want more tracks like this, there's a cool track called Hummer by the Smashing Pumpkins off of their album Siamese Dream. It's very good. I feel like it's similar to this track in the sense of like its epicness and construction. I would actually, who knows, we might break that one down on the channel. That'd be cool. I really love that track too. But yeah, this is awesome. So again, a quick recap. You can think of this as like a bunch of tracks just strung together. I won't say it again. I already said it before. Yeah. Whoa. If you want this project file, email me. Again, please subscribe to the Patreon. The more Patreon people I get, the more content I'm going to put out. That's kind of how it works. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Again, let me know if you want the project. Have a nice day. Frank Ocean Pyramids. Adios.